Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's on. Okay, that means it's live. Okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome to World Fair. Welcome to the World Fair online. This is so cool. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. Okay, so this year, we're taking the World Fair online. We're pumped. We're excited. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Hold it together, Ted. We practiced this. Okay, World Fair. I know usually you love going to it. I love going to it because there's food, there's people, there's events, there's music. This year, well, I'm here. This year we got stuff, and we're on the internet. We're live right now, and I've got none of my friends here. Jane's not even here. I got the internet. I don't even know how to work this. What's Zoom? I don't even have a script. I don't have things to do. I don't have music. I need help. I hear something. Is that coming from this? Is that the mayor? Mayor Ackerman, is that you?
It is, Ted. So it's okay. Zoom will not bite you. Just think Zoom Zen. Just channel your inner Dr. Bonnie Henry. Find yourself a cool pair of shoes and you'll be fine. Just make sure that you mute your microphone if you go to the washroom.
I can do that. I can find a cool pair of shoes. I can mute, and if I go to the washroom, the world will not hear me. Oh.
And your inner Dr. Bonnie Henry.
Inner Dr. Bonnie Henry. Okay. Now, without panicking, should we do this? Should we go ahead?
We should.
I need your help, Mayor. Why should we do this?
Okay, Ted, you're going to be fine at this. You're great at this. And this community is great at a lot of things. And one of those great things is celebrating our diversity. You know, for me, diversity is about being aware of the beauty of the world. And so I've done a little bit of traveling in my life, and I think that what it's really done for me is shown me not only the differences in the world and how, the world was created so differently in different areas. We have mountains, we have oceans, we have islands, we have deserts, we have forests, we have the different temperate zones. And when you see how the flora and the fauna and the people and the cultures have all adapted to those different areas of our world, this is really something we need to celebrate. And Fort St. John has such a significant, diverse population. It's great to be able to get together and celebrate those. So my father, his family came from Ukraine. And when I think of how they did things there that were so focused around faith and family. And so many of their cultural celebrations were focused around faith and family. And I have never gained the skill of creating the Easter eggs like my Baba did, but boy, she made sure we knew how to make pierogies. But those pasanka, those eggs, they show the symbols of their faith and of life around them, and how they've managed to survive in the world. And I think that's really, really important to start celebrating and sharing, especially now when we're with this COVID crisis, which has created a different way for us to celebrate diversity and culture in our community.
I think you're absolutely right. I think Zoom Zen, cool shoes, and most importantly, go and find the diversity to celebrate, and celebrate in this new way.
Absolutely. You'll be fine.
Thanks, Mayor Ackerman.
You are very welcome, Ted.
She is a smart woman. Man, if in doubt, Mayor Ackerman for the win. So now, we're gonna do this. But every great expedition needs a leader. It needs someone that can guide us through it. Someone who can help us. Someone who's kind of done this before. Someone who I can go to for advice. That's someone. I know. I know. Let's call up Superintendent Stephen Petrucci. I'm sure he's not busy. Computer, call Superintendent Stephen Petrucci. I've got him on the line. Stephen, you're really good you probably talk to people online a lot. Superintendent Stephen Petrucci, I should say that. Stephen, what advice do you have for me on how to talk online to people to pull off this World Fair?
Ted, I'm here to help. Glad I could be on your line there and on your speed dial. And so one thing I've noticed is when people are carrying on their Zoom calls, some will leave their video off, others will leave it on. And for the ones that are off, you have no idea if they're paying attention. So just a word of advice, leave your video on. The speaker knows you're engaged and you're involved in the call. So that's a piece of advice for the group.
Okay, I can do that. I can keep my camera on.
Yeah.
I can stay engaged. But okay, I can do that part. Stephen, I gotta admit, I'm kind of struggling though. Usually we do World Fair and I get to go see people and I get to talk to people. And now we're moving online.
Yeah.
Should we make the jump? Should we plunge in and do World Fair online this year?
Yes.
Awesome. It's because we have a lot of diversity, don't we? Do you see diversity as a superintendent when you look out and see all your students?
Absolutely, Ted. We've first of all, we've seen a whole change in diversity of educational programming. So diversity is all around us right now, and it's kind of neat to see how that has evolved and changed over the last few months. I've seen so much diversity and changes in the last few years here in Fort St. John. For myself, I know I come from an Italian heritage. My parents were immigrants to Canada. And when I first came to Fort St. John, the second language after English was German at the time. And there was even a sort of a German embassy office here. And then a few years ago, the second language became Tagalog. And so we've seen sort of a real change in our diversity across the community. And what's been great to see is that we're starting to, that is starting to be reflected in our staff as well. And so if you remember, Ted, we had that orientation back, gosh, it seems like a long time ago now, back in September. And I don't know if you remember just the diversity in race, in language, in backgrounds, in geography that were represented in this 40 or 50 new teachers that we hired this year.
That's true. Actually, I'd forgotten all about that. So, yeah, I'm excited because A, I know how to Zoom people. B,
Sure.
We should do this. And C, there really is an amazing diversity here in Fort St. John.
There sure is. I'm with you 100%, Ted. Let's make this work. Let's carry on this year. And the people are needing this event and this connection to happen.
Stephen, I can't give you a real high five, so I'm going to give you an air high five. That is social distance. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Stephen. We're going to do this.
You betcha. Have a great day.
You too. Oh, I am feeling better about this now. Okay. Talk to the mayor. She's calmed me down. Talk to Stephen. He's given me some really good tips. What next? Okay, well, it's the World Fair. So I need the right people. I need to make this important. I need the right gravitas. If you're having the right party, you need the right people. I need the right person. Who's the right person? Okay, it's the World Fair. I need the world leader here. Okay, well, according to Facebook, it's Bill Gates, but Bill is not available on Messenger right now. Okay, scratch that. Okay, who else can I get? Prime Minister of Canada. Yeah, he's probably doing a press conference, so I can't talk to him. I need the right person here. The world leader of BC, the premier. No, I mean, he's okay, but it's just not enough. I need someone who's local. I need someone who's cool, who cares about this. I need that. I know. The person who will add gravitas to this, the person that will make this important, the person I need is MLA Dan Davies. Computer, call Dan.
Hello, MLA Dan Davies here. How may I help you?
Dan, you solved our problem.
Hello.
We have an
Hello, Ted.
we have an important person here. Yes. Oh shoot. I didn't think this through. Dan, why are you here?
Well, I am here. Of course, we have the World Fair, which celebrates the diverse community that I've called home my entire life. And I think it's incredibly important that we do celebrate everybody that calls Fort St. John home. Everybody that has come from, whether you were born here or you've come from around the world to call Fort St. John your home. And I think that is probably the number one reason we can all celebrate and recognize that we are a rich, diverse community.
That's such a good point. And we are a community. Now, Dan, question. You've lived in Fort St. John your whole life.
Yeah.
Have you seen our community change a little bit?
Wow, absolutely. And, like yourself, raised here, I've got a few years on you, mind you, and some gray hair or no hair. This community has changed so much in the nearly 50 years that I've called it home. It's incredible when you walk down the street. You can see people from different backgrounds. A person of my stature. I tend to enjoy eating at restaurants, and I'm sure I can speak on behalf of everybody. Seeing the different cultural, multicultural restaurants that we now have in our community is also a great way to celebrate this rich culture that makes part of the thread work of our community that we all call home. So I think by celebrating having this World Fair here in Fort St. John, and I've been a part of this since it was first created a number of years ago. I'm not sure what number this is, but it's incredible to see how it's grown and grown and grown. But we're in different times now. Obviously, here I am talking to you via technology. But COVID-19 has definitely changed things, and it's a little sad. Recently, we've seen some racist remarks that have happened across the province, even including locally. We've started a campaign recently. It's called Health Not Hate, and again, it's recognizing the rich background and honoring all of those people and appreciating. Whether, again, they're born here or they've come to call Fort St. John, British Columbia, or Canada home. And that's why people come here, because we are an incredible country. And I'm proud to call myself Canadian as well.
Important person Dan Davies is teaching me the important lesson of diversity and celebrating being helpful. This is why important people come to these events. Dan, you solved our problem. Thank you.
Well, absolutely, Ted. Like I say, the important people is everybody who shows up and supports this event in the past, now, and into the future. We all play a significant role in making our community a better place to live, and I think that is what this World Fair does. It brings that celebration to everybody so that we can all enjoy and appreciate and partake in a bit of the world right here in Fort St. John.
Well, I think I'm a bit ready then. This is great. I've got lessons from our mayor. I've got tips from our superintendent, and I have important person Dan Davies telling me that I'm important because we're going to do this live. Dan, thank you so much for all of your help.
My pleasure, and I am here to help.
Oh, this is going awesome. I love this. Okay. Gonna live. This is going good. I've talked to people. I've got things ready. We're gonna do this world fair. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's Jane. It's Jane Drew. Guys, it's Jane Drew, the settlement coordinator extraordinaire. She's kind of like my boss. Ha! Hey, Jane. Why are you calling?
Hi, Ted. Guess what? I've been watching. Don't forget about the sponsors.
Shoot. We talked about this. The sponsors. A big thank you to the Urban Systems Foundation, the City of Fort St. John, and the Literacy Society for being our partners. Also, a big thank you to Shell, Enbridge, Pembina, and Ovintiv. Computer. What is 2 plus 2? Okay. Computer. What is the capital of Ethiopia? Computer. Show me a picture of the Philippines. Cool. All right, computer. Fly me around the world. Oh, look at that. Oh, hey, I know that play. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. People said this was going to be difficult. This is an amazing tool. This is going to work so well. Oh, computer. I think we're ready. Computer. Take me to the start.
Hello, it's Counselor Gary from Doig River First Nation. Gary, how are you?
我叫啊谢拉嘿就在那推跟啊，当然今年接来嘿武昌啦嘿，就在那啊，当武昌就当那瓦达卡啦啊，推就那给就当那完了。I just mentioned that in Beaver language, our local language here, that I welcome everybody to the territory of the Beaver people. Our history goes back over 12,000 years, and in this area, we're part of the Beaver Dene tribes, and we've been around here for a long time. And we like to welcome all people from all over the world to enjoy their life and pursue their dreams. This place is what we know as Nachi Nanet, that means the dreamer's land. So when people come here, they pursue their dreams, raise a family, have a job, and have a good life. So we want to just welcome everyone to our territory.
Thank you so much, Gary. It's really important that we start with this. This territory, you're right, is so rich, and your culture is amazing. Um, are there things that we should know, or are there websites that we should go to learn more, or what can we do to learn more?
Well, definitely we have an agreement with the city of Fort St. John and to do more visibility projects and to be part of the fabric of the cultural activities with all the different people that come here. And we definitely are participating more and more with all the cultural events that's going on, and it's so great to see that. Doig River First Nations website will be up shortly. We're just finalizing a lot of some of the technical stuff. As you know, it's we're getting into the technical world here. So yeah, so we'll be announcing more information, where access to information, and also the even Sequant, the Charlie Lake Cave, where a lot of the evidence of our ancestors have been around since the time of Ice Age. So just stay tuned, everyone.
We can definitely do that. Great. Well, I think we're going to explore the rest of the World Fair. Gary, before I go, is there anything that you'd like to add?
Yes, Wu Zhongzha Sanala, you did me well. So enjoy the day, and greetings to everyone. To have a wonderful day and all the different cultures of the world. Thank you.
Oh, I'm feeling really good about this. Okay. I think it's time to explore. Computer, I want to say, please help me. I know that technology can be really hard sometimes, and I know that sometimes it's not my friend. So I'll make a deal, computer. I'll keep you charged. I'll keep liquids away with you. Please help the 2020 World Fair work.
Hola, Ted.
Hola, Paula. Is that a Mexican flag behind you?
It sure is. And I would love to talk to you about Mexico if you have a little bit of time.
Yeah, I would love to learn about Mexico. Please.
So as you can see, we are very colorful people. We like color on our houses, on our clothing, even on our flags. Also on our local art, handmade by local artists. We have our traditional games called Loteria, and it's like a bingo, but funner, and we play it with beans. We have this perfect chili powder that we put this on everything. And hey, speaking of food, which is our best feature, would you like to try some? You want a drink?
Sure, yeah. I would love a drink.
Okay, are you ready? Here you go.
How did you do that?
It is magic, Ted.
Paula, I got a really good feeling about this. I think I'm ready to go explore the world. Thank you, A, for the delicious drink, and B, for helping us out. I'll see you later.
See you later. Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. Bye.
Bye.
Live, online, the World Fair. This is amazing. And we have another call. Computer, answer. Ha. I should say hello. Hello, Asuncion. How are you?
Hi, Ted. How are you?
I'm really excited to be talking to you. Asuncion, this is going all over. Where are you from?
Well, I was born and raised in the Philippines, Ted, in a province called Albay province. And it's one of the 7,641 islands that we have in the Philippines. And this province is home to Mayon volcano. Mayon volcano is the most perfect cone volcano in the world. It's an active volcano that erupts almost every year. So you can imagine what values that setting teaches us of being resilient, right?
Yeah. So you would see this volcano out your door every day?
It's right outside our window. Our house is within the 6 kilometer radius of the danger zone of this volcano.
Uh-huh.
So we grew up with it next to our backyard.
So like tackling a world fair online, we thought was like a hard problem. That really puts this into perspective.
No, this is super easy for us, Ted.
If you could take me, if I was standing in your house in this incredible place, what would I smell?
If you're standing in a typical street in the Philippines, you would firstly smell the food. And then you would smell a little bit of dust. And you always go back to smelling more food. And because it's a tropical country, you might smell a little bit of heat, but then you always go back to food and food again, because Filipinos love to eat. We have breakfast and we have morning snack we call merienda. We have lunch, we have another merienda in the afternoon, and then we have dinner or supper. So that's at least 5 different meals in one day.
I really think we should have merienda in Canada. This sounds like an amazing thing.
Well, I'm actually on location right now at Audilicious restaurant. This place is owned by my friend Audie, and the photo that I wanted to share with all of you, the Mayon volcano, it's a photo that I've had in my living room, and I gifted it to him when he opened this restaurant because Audie and I are from the same place. So we value our roots of coming from Albay province, and the importance of how the volcano has helped us be the people that we are now. And yeah, so if you're ever at all interested to try any of the Filipino food, help yourself to come to Audie anytime. They're open already.
Well, it is one of my favorite places. So I'm going to use it and say, what are some of your, what are 3 of your favorite things about the Philippines?
Well, see, Filipinos like to use the F word a lot. 3 things that I like most. First F is family. And second F, of course, it's our faith. And last but not the least, I've talked about it so much already, it's the food. So family, faith, and food.
I wasn't sure where we were going with the F word. I like these 3 F words very, very much. Asuncion, thank you so much for being part of this and for helping me know that we could do this online and for teaching me a ton of stuff.
Thank you for having me, Ted. It's my pleasure.
We'll see you later. Man, I love this live thing. This is fantastic. I don't even know. Sorry. Well, I should. There's a note? Oh, all right. Correct. Thank you. I don't know what. Okay, it says, Ovian is on the line and she's going to teach me something. Oh, all right. Ovian, are you there?
Hi, I'm here.
Hey, this is so cool. It says you're going to teach me something. I'd love to learn. What can I learn about?
Hi. Yeah, I'm going to teach you something about the Philippines. And from the Philippines, I brought a little jeepney. So the jeepney is actually a spin-off or something that the Filipinos created out of the American Jeep that was used during the Second World War. And with creativity, ingenuity, and lots of paint, they made the colorful jeepney, which is the Philippines' public transportation.
That's amazing. It's the things I'm learning about the
Yeah.
Philippines.
And actually, there's so much more I'd like to tell you about the Philippines. In fact, I made a video for you to see, so I'd like to share that with you guys.
Let's go. This is working. It's gonna go awesome. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Dad, stop. Stop, please,
Okay.
stop.
Giuseppe, how did you get here?
Doesn't matter, I'm everywhere, you know that.
Oh, fair enough. What? What's up?
You're celebrating like you know everything, you know, all a bunch of stuff, but you still need to learn about Italy, eh? I mean, do you know all these stereotypes about Italy? Forget about them. You need to learn about my country. You really need to.
Okay. I'm ready to learn.
So, what do you know about Italy? Tell me something. Just one thing. What do you know about my country?
It's shaped like a boot?
Yeah, it is. And then what else? I'll tell you three different stuff. Well, first of all, you know that if I have to define myself, I would define myself as a Mediterranean person because I'm from the south of Italy. So I wouldn't say that I'm just Italian. I would say that I'm a Mediterranean person. And being Mediterranean means being able to enjoy simple stuff in life, less materialism, and simple food, and good time with friends, and good quality time with your beloved ones. And I think it is something that a few people know. When you think about Italy, everyone think that Italy is just one unique country. But I think we have like more than 5,000 of different dialects, and we have like 8,000 of municipalities, and we are so diverse. If you come to my country and you visit the south, and then you visit the north, and then you visit the east and the west, you will find different cultures. You will find different people. You will find different languages. And I'll tell you more. You know that for us, if something is like 100, 150 years old, is just fine. In order to find something that is very old, you need to visit a building that is like at least 400 or 500 years old, right? In order to say that, yes, I'm in that historical building, I'm part of history, right?
Mm-hmm. That is... Wait, you have buildings that are 400 or 500 years old?
At least.
Wow! That's insane! The oldest building I've ever been in Canada is
that
100 years old. Yours just take mine to town.
Yeah, I mean, in my hometown, we have a cathedral that was built in the 14th century, 14th, 15th century, and for us it's just fine, right? It's like, yeah, it's old, but, not enough to say that, oh, that's so cool. And yeah, so...
Wow! Okay, so that's... One, I've learned that Italy is way more multicultural than I thought. Two, I learned that 100 years? Pfft, nothing. You said there was a third thing. What's the third thing?
Mm-hmm. Well, the third thing is about confirming some stereotypes. And I would say that is about food. And I really miss the simple food, the genuine food, the, simple stuff that we used to eat. And I would say that for this reason, we should adopt and we should try to make something something traditional from the Italian cuisine, and I would be happy to show how to make a proper Italian tiramisu.
Oh, I can't wait. Should we head to the kitchen and make it?
Let's go. So let's start with tiramisu, and I'll give you a short list of ingredients. So first of all, you need a good quality coffee, and of course, I will use the Italian brand Lavazza, and a bit less than half a liter should be fine. If you have kids, or if you wanna have a lighter tiramisu, you can mix coffee with milk, regular milk, or oat milk, or soy milk, whatever you prefer. Then you need sugar, 1 grams of sugar. Then you need flavors. This is actually a good tiramisu because this is the basic that we make tiramisu. It's easy to find flavors in frozen rolls. You can find them in no freeze. You can find them in cereals or sugar.
eggs. For tiramisu, the size maybe 4 or 5 eggs. So if they are small, 5 is fine. If we are large size like these days, 4 eggs is fine. Make sure that you use 3 round tiramisu will be different. Trust me. And then cocoa, because we need to cocoa as an layer. A good cocoa powder, I would say, organic if it's possible. And yes, and then you need ricotta. I usually use ricotta because of reasons. Actually, mascarpone here is very expensive, like 50 bucks a kilo, and half a kilo of this for 1 kilo. So and you put in the mixture that you first present it in the fridge, or maybe for another one. In the process, you want to process you need to make it so that you yes, and then you
So I think making tiramisu is not difficult. You just need time, probably 2 hours, 2 hours and a half for the entire process. But I hope you will be enjoying this video, and hopefully you will be able to enjoy making tiramisu from now on. Bye. Thank you.
Oh, that's really. Oh, we're live. We're live. Yes, if you're just tuning in, this is the World Fair. We are professional. We're moving like clockwork, and we're gonna go on to our next country. I'm just gonna hit this button here. Irene from Switzerland. Irene, how are you?
Oh, hi, Ted. Nice to see you.
Nice to.
I'm great, thanks. All good.
That's good. I'm
perfect.
I haven't been eating tiramisu at all. I'm great. Hey Irene, could you tell me a little bit about Switzerland?
Well, first of all, I could greet you in Swiss, so I would say grüezi, Ted.
Grüezi,
Yeah.
Irene.
Okay. So I'm from Switzerland, and Switzerland is in the heart of Europe. It's surrounded by 5 different countries. And because it's in the heart of Europe, I could say in other words, without Switzerland, Europe would not have a heart, right?
That's so true and so cool.
So, yeah. Well, Switzerland is surrounded by Germany, Italy, France, Liechtenstein. Did I say 5?
You did say.
And Austria. Yes, and Austria.
It truly is the heart of Europe.
It is.
I'd love to learn more. I noticed that you're wearing some amazing clothes. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, it's a kind of a blouse, and this one, I got this from my auntie. Passed down all the flowers. I don't know if you can see. It's hand stitched here.
Beautiful.
And we would wear this on cultural events and on the Swiss. What do you say? Canada Day is July 1st. The Swiss Day would be August 1st. So we would have a celebration, and that's when I wear my outfit.
Fantastic.
Here in Canada, so it's important for us, yes.
I love it.
And Switzerland, I don't know if you know this, they have Swiss flags here behind me. So the Swiss flag it's like a big plus sign. It's not to be mistaken with the Red Cross, right? A lot of people mix that up.
I will not any longer. Irene, I know that you, at other World Fairs, you've had a friend help you. Is she able to help us today?
Yes. Yeah. So it's Ursula, and she'll be in there. Yeah.
Well, let's go to the video. Thank you, Irene. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Hello from Switzerland. This is my friend Ursula. She's wearing a traditional Swiss outfit. Beautiful, and it's from a certain region in Switzerland near the capital city.
but maybe Ursula can tell you herself when people would wear it, if that's a certain occasion. Or hi Ursula, so when would you wear your traditional outfit?
Like for now, I would wear it for the 1st of August. That's the National Day of Switzerland. And in Switzerland, you wear it for like a Sunday occasion.
Okay.
To go, if you have you go to church and you sing there in a choir. You also would wear it when, like in Switzerland, you belong to a dancing group, and they all wear that.
Okay.
So they do.
Yeah, they do demonstrations.
Yeah, they do demonstrations,
singing and all that. Yeah.
That's when you would wear that.
Okay. Yeah.
But
good.
before we are talking in the olden times, they would wear this kind of style of dress. They would wear for like an everyday dress.
Oh, for working even all
for
day
working,
long.
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And to go the Sunday one, it would be with silk, made with silk, and it would have more jewelry than I have.
Okay. More fancy.
Yes, more fancy.
Okay. Thank you. Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much.
Learning about Italy, learning about Switzerland, this is amazing. I'm getting a good feeling about this. Computer, take me somewhere else. Oh, I think I'm in Asia. This is so cool! We're in Asia! Oh no. Computer, can you find me someone in Fort St. John to talk and teach me about Asia? Oh. I think I have Apple on the line. Apple, is that you?
That's me. Hello.
Hello. Apple, where are you from?
I'm from Thailand. Thailand is the other
nice.
side of the world.
Well, I don't know much about Thailand, but I know the best way to find out of Thailand is to ask people who are from there what their favorite things are. So what are 3 of your favorite things from Thailand?
I would say friendly people. Everywhere I go, people's always smiling, helping you if you need some help. So we call Thailand land of smile. And the second thing I would say is no winter back home. I love the heat. You guys will love the heat too. And I love that I don't have to wear winter coat and winter boots. It's just go out and wear my summer dress and summer shorts and flip flops. And the third thing I would say food. Food is my favorite thing back home. When I feel homesick, food is helping me. I'm actually make some of good Thai food. I want to introduce you to my food is that we call pad kat krao. It's a little bit spicy, but it's good.
Well, I'll try and handle the spice. Should we head off and see how to make pad kapra? How did you say it?
Pad kat krao.
Let's head off and see if we can make pad prak.
Yeah, let's go to my. I'm gonna show you.
This is really fun. But if this was the real World Fair in real life, I would usually head to the China booth next. I know. I'm going to call my friend Alan. Hi, Alan. How are you?
Hey, good. Hi, Ted. How are you?
I am great. Alan, usually in World Fair, I get to do stuff. What are you up to right now?
Oh, I'm trying to do some Chinese watercolor. You want to do it with me too?
Oh yeah, I super do. I'll go grab my stuff. Do you mind? I'm gonna go for a bit. Do you mind telling us a bit about China while I go get ready?
Oh, sure.
Awesome. I'm gonna throw the ball over to you, man. Tell us about China. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. So, when people talk about Chinese culture, I guess very often they think about like Chinese food, like dim sum or dragon dancing or the Chinese New Year. But I actually want to show you a very different aspects of Chinese culture, which is very quiet and meditative. For example, I have this instrument here, which is called qin, spelled Qin. So it is one of the oldest kind of Chinese instrument with at least 3,000 years of history. You can see that it has 7 strings. Compared to another more well-known instrument called guzheng, this is a lot quieter. It's very mellow, and I think that it really reflects about the philosophy of Chinese people that it very meditative, very peaceful. For example, I can just play you just a little bit. So if you can hear that basically it's about a person fishing. So this is like the fishing line being blown by the wind, and then some drops of water, and then the reflection. So you can see that it is very meditative and very connected to nature, and which is also very similar to the philosophy behind Chinese watercolor as well.
Awesome. Well, it looks like when I was gone, I missed a music lesson and I missed a little bit of about the instrument. Should we go head off painting now?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good.
Let's go. It says here I have a call from Chero, so I'm just gonna go. Hello, is this Chero?
Yeah, Charo. Yeah. Hi, Ted. How are you?
Chero, hello. I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks.
That's good. Hey, I've been learning a ton about countries. Could you teach me a bit about yours?
Oh, sure, sure. Well, the place where I come from is Madrid in Spain. It's the capital of Spain. It's right in the very center of Spain. It's in the Mediterranean, south of France. So it's a very old culture that has had, well, the Mediterranean itself is like a mixture, a very interesting mixture of cultures where the Western civilization stems from, and so all the languages, all the Mediterranean languages are pretty similar. If you speak Spanish, you are going to understand an Italian person if they speak slowly, which is pretty much impossible. But you're going to understand a Portuguese person. So Mediterranean culture is it's formed by several countries that share the same values and the same food. Um, mm, Very similar kinds of folklore and music and literature, art. And as for the Spanish culture, we have a little bit of everything because in the beginning there was some tribes that came from Central Europe, I guess looking for warmer climates. We have Celtic peoples in the northwest of Spain. Then we had the Roman Empire invaded Spain. Then after that, the Arabs were occupying Spain for 8 centuries. So a great part of our language comes from Arab, Latin, and Greek. And we have a lot of different ethnic groups within Spain. We have the Basque, which is a region in the north of Spain that is surrounded by mountains. So it was pretty isolated from the influence of different cultures throughout the centuries. So they developed their own language, which is not related to any other language in Europe. It's very interesting. It's called Euskera, and it's completely different. It's a very alien language. They still speak it there. And we have the Catalans. I guess many people have heard of the Catalans because they want a separate country from Spain. They have, well, not all of them. There is a minority of Catalans that want separation, but they are shouting very loud, so they are being heard pretty much all over the planet. And but it's the north east part of Spain. And then we have Andalusia, which is the area where Arabs mostly settled in Spain, and it's the area of Spain where Al-Andalus flourished. Al-Andalus was the place where flourished really in terms of world. There are some of the most beautiful pieces of architecture and art, Islamic architecture and art, like the Alhambra, which is that was built in Granada, and the Mosque of Cordoba, one of the biggest mosques in the world. It's like I say, it's a cocktail of different cultures, and we work together, not always get along so well. It's like the Quebecois and the rest of the Canadians, but we get along, and we share the basics. I don't know, I would say that Spain is a lot about enjoying life, being outdoors. We value a lot friendship. We value dancing, enjoying, partying, partying in the good way, not in an alcoholic way, in the good way. Yeah.
I feel like I'm really learning a lot about. I didn't realize how rich and how amazing the Spanish culture is. There is one thing I would really like to learn, and that would be poetry. Could you read a
For
Spanish
sure.
poem?
For sure. I'm going to read a poem by Rosalía de Castro. Rosalía de Castro is a romanticist poet of the 1800s. The 1800s produced a group of poets and writers and musicians and painters that were called the Romanticists, that were about very intense feelings and very dramatic expression of feelings. It was like in England, it was, for example, Lord Byron. In America, it was Edgar Allan Poe. It was like people very extreme, very like very intense, no? Which today is used as a derogatory term, but back then it was good, no? And this poem that I'm going to read is about an immigrant that is leaving his or her country and is saying goodbye to the things that he loves most in the world because he has to leave the country. It's a very sad poem, but it also has I think it's going to resonate with all the immigrants in Fort St. John, because we have all gone through this feeling of uprooting or separation from that is not always in my case it was a friendly separation, and I go there pretty much every year or every 2 years. But for many people, it was a traumatic separation. No? Many people have passed through places like refugee camps or I don't know, poverty, famine, authoritarian regimes that don't allow them to live in their own country. So they will relate to the words of this poet in the sense of I have to say goodbye, and I don't want to leave the place where I was born, the place where my roots are, where my spirit grew up.
This poem sounds beautiful. I can't wait to hear you read it. Shall we? I'll sit back and
Sure.
we'll go to the poem.
I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the poem I'm going to read is called Adiós Ríos, Adiós Fontes, which means goodbye rivers, goodbye fountains. It was written by Rosalía de Castro, a romanticist poet of the 1800s in Spain, and it was written in Gallego, which is a dialect of Spanish spoken in the northwest of Spain. And it's very similar to archaic Spanish. If you speak Spanish, you will understand it perfectly. And it goes like this. Adiós ríos, adiós fontes, adiós regatos pequenos, adiós vista dos meus ollos. Non sei cando nos veremos. Miña terra, terra donde meu criei, hortiña que quero tanto, figueiriñas que plantei. Prados, ríos, arboredas, pinares que move o vento, paxariños piadores, casiña do meu contento, muiño dos castañares, noites claras de luar, campaniñas timbradoiras da igrexiña do lugar, amoriñas das silveiras que eu lle daba ao meu amor, caminiños entre o millo, adiós para sempre, adiós. Adiós gloria, adiós contento, deixo a casa onde nascín, deixo a aldea que conozo por un mundo que non vin, deixo amigos por extraños, deixo a veiga polo mar, deixo, en fin, canto ben quero. Quen pudera non deixar? Mais só pobre e mal pecado. A miña terra non é miña, que as tralle dan de prestado a beira porque camiña o que nasceu desdichado. Teño vos pos que deixar, hortiña que tanto amei, fogueiriña do meu lar, arboriños que plantei. Erviña do Campo Santo, donde meu pai se enterrou, erviña que biquei tanto, terriña que nos criou. Adiós Virxe de Asunción, branca como un serafín, levo vos no corazón, pedidelle a Dios por min, miña Virxe da Asunción. Xa soen lonxe, moi lonxe as campanas do pomar. Para min, ai coitadiño, nunca máis han de sonar. Xa soen lonxe, máis lonxe, cada balade un dolor. Voume sollo e sin arrimo. Adiós, adiós que me vou. Adiós tamén, queridiña. Adiós por sempre, quizáis. Dígoche este adiós chorando desde a beiriña do mar. No me olvidéis, queridiña, si morro desoidás, tantas leguas mar adentro. Miña casiña, meu lar.
What? Man, this World Fair is rocking. Computer's helping me out. I think we should find a country that I've never been to. So we're just gonna spin this globe, and this globe is gonna tell me to go to Pakistan. Pakistan sounds great. All right, computer. Pakistan. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm excellent. What's your name?
My name is Shahab Fatima, and I am from Pakistan.
This is fantastic. Can you tell me about Pakistani people? What are Pakistani people like?
Oh, Pakistani people, they are very loving, very caring, and even they're very caring people, and then very friendly. You go there and you feel like you are among them, amongst the people from Pakistan. So they will treat you really good. They are very hospital. They're very good at hospitality. So we have a very good culture of treating our guests. So we usually have people designate a room in their houses for the guests, and they make sure they are comfortable. They have really good food, and yeah, they will take you and roam around in the city also.
Okay, I like how you said food. I have heard about Pakistani food. Can you tell me a little bit more about Pakistani food?
Yes. Oh, we are. Pakistan is very famous for food, and I am from the city called Karachi, and it's a hub for food. It is a hub for foodies. So you will see lots of street food there, and one of the very famous street foods that you might have heard about is called samosas. It's a triangle looking fried, like a fried. It's most of the time it's savory, and it's very delicious when it's hot. And you will see it everywhere. Another famous thing, like street food that you will find, is jalebis. You will find it pretty much the same place where you find samosas, and it's sweet. It's fried and then dipped in the sugar sauce, in the sugar syrup, and it's yummy. And then the other famous foods are biryani and chicken tikka, and karhai chicken, or karhai gosht is very, very famous there. You will see, like, when you go there, you will smell the food. Even if you're not hungry, you feel like eating it.
Oh man. Okay, well, you've mentioned how friendly and amazing the people are, and you've mentioned how good the food is. When you put the two together, you must have some incredible celebrations in Pakistan. What are the festivals like in Pakistan?
Oh, the festivals are very, since I told you, like the neighbors, the family, they get together and then they do like big celebrations. One of the biggest festival that we have, like the way in Canada, the people celebrate Christmas. We have the festival called Eid al-Fitr, Eid, that is most commonly known as Eid. So it is the festival that we celebrate after the month-long fasting that we do in the month of Ramadan, from sunrise to sunset. So that is like a big celebration. We invite people over at our house. We go to other people's house to meet them. We give. It's a very big occasion, so people give gifts to little kids, to families. Most of the people give like a monetary gift, so people can go and buy whatever they want to buy. And it's, yeah, again, like, since we are foodies, since we love food, so there's lots of food. The very famous food that we have for this occasion is called sheer. It's called sheer khurma. That is a very it's a sheer is like milk in Farsi. So since I told you our language is like a combination of other languages, so sheer is milk and khurma is the dates. So that is the main ingredient in that, and wherever you go in that occasion, you will see that sweet dish everywhere.
Well, this is amazing. So I've heard about the people. I know about the food. I've learned about the celebrations. I would love it if I could experience a bit of Pakistani culture. Could I learn about henna?
Yes, for sure. How about let's check it out and see yourself how the henna looks like.
I would love that. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hello, welcome to World Fair 2020. This year is one of the extraordinary years, and here we are doing some henna to the public, and yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. You love henna?
Let me push it. Let me.
Let's start, and I am writing his name on his hand.
Name?
Yeah, it's Jawad. Do you like
Kid.
it? Do you like it, Jawad?
Baba.
Show it to Baba.
Do you like henna?
Do you like it?
Yes.
Okay. So we are doing the henna design for this girl, and I'm trying to copy this design and see. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm hoping I can do a good job for her.
Yes.
So we are halfway done, and we'll show you once it's all done. Okay, so this is all done. Zainab, do you like it?
Yes.
Okay, we're all done. We've got the Mehndi design right here. Thank you. Bye.
Computer, I've got a challenge for you. I want to find someone who represents more than one culture at one time. I'm going to hit this button. Oh. Hello. There's a very happy person on the other end. What is your name?
My name is Dennis.
Hello, Dennis. Dennis, I asked my computer to bring me someone who knew about more than one culture, and you popped up. What cultures are you part of?
Well, I'm part of the Italian and the Ukrainian culture with a mix of Polish in there too.
That is a wonderful, wonderful blend. How does that work?
My grandfather was born in Ukraine. My grandmother was Polish. After the concentration camps, they moved to Canada and settled down here where my mom and her 11 brothers and sisters were born. And then I came along.
Wow.
And Lorenzo, for the Italian part, was born in Sweden, moved to Italy, spent most of his life growing up in Italy, and then he's traveled the world.
That is...
We kind of worked together, and yeah.
That is such an incredible blend. You must... I was going to say the best part of diversity is learning all about all sorts of cultures. Just out of curiosity, I guess you can't really have a favorite one. How do you merge them all together?
Well, there's a lot of similarities we found out between Ukrainian and Italian. Everybody knows about the pierogi from Ukraine. It's actually called gnocchi in Italian, and they're the same thing. They're a potato dumpling that's boiled. So stuff melts together really well.
So even though sometimes we might think we're from far apart, we're actually a lot more closer than we think?
Yeah. Yeah, all our foods are similar tastes and stuff, the way they're done.
Speaking...
In Italy and Ukraine, we love our garlic, and we don't use recipes. And that's a very big common thing. Everything is just by feel and smell and taste.
could you help us with the recipe? Or not a recipe. Could you help us make something?
Yeah, I'll get hold of my partner and we'll make pescatori. It's a seafood dish that has fish, mussels, clams, scallops, shrimp, uh, calamari, and a few other pieces done in a white wine sauce, served over broad noodles or egg noodles.
Well, I'm gonna go get the ingredients and a giant spoon and fork. You go grab your partner, and we'll meet back here and we'll cook together.
Sounds great.
Awesome.
Can't wait.
Hi, and welcome to Fun with Flags and Diversity Edition from the Lagos. Got first the Italian flag, which is green for hope, white for faith, and red for clarity. The next is the Ukrainian flag, blue for skies and yellow for wheat. And last is the Canadian flag, which has the maple leaf. And the red is for our maple leaf, which is our flower, and white is for the snow. And oh wait, I'm supposed to be showing you guys something. Hang on a second, I'll make you guys something special. Hi, Dennis again from our Lagos. I'm going to make you guys something special today. This is a traditional Italian dish. It's called pescatori. I'm going to take some garlic, put a bit in the pan here to start it off. And we want a little bit of butter. Butter's going to really help us bring out the flavor. Now we've got two of the basics. What we have next is a mix of Italian spices. We put some of that on that, a little bit more. Never hurts. Now we're going to add seafood to it. What we have here is a rockfish. We're going to add a few prawns, nice big jumbo prawns, all fresh stuff. We have some mussels. We're going to add those to it. Nice, beautiful mussels. We've got some clams. You can never have enough clams. Definitely going to have some of those in there. We're going to add some scallops. And we're using bay scallops from the east coast of Canada. They're very tasty. Move it around a bit on me here. A little too fresh, I guess. Get them all here. Add those on. I'm going to grab one more item. And this is calamari. I'm going to add a bit of that to it too to give it a little bit of flavor. Now, nothing would be complete because we're going to saute this without some white wine. So add some white wine to it. Lots of white wine in there. A lot of it. And here's our completed dish of pescatori. As you can see, we have mussels, clams, calamari, prawns. Rockfish is cooked underneath. Rockfish is like a cod. Served with a piece of toast. And
Whew, this is rocking. This is going so. I love this. I love being live. Oh, hey, there's Facebook comments. Speaking live. Okay, well, let's pull some of these up. Okay, there is a comment from Jaren Mackey. Hey, that's my fiance. Jaren says, "Hey, Ted, be home at 6. Bring dinner." Yeah, totally. I would have forgotten. Thank you, Jaren. Okay. Next Facebook comment. Diana Sloan. That's my mom. Mom, hey, Ted. You look great, sweetie. So proud of you. I love you. Ah, I love you too, Mom. Here's a note from Asuncion. Asuncion says, Ted, don't forget to say hello to Melita at the PhilCan Association. Okay. Computer, let's say hello to Melita. Oh, it worked. Hello, Melita. How are you?
Oh, hi. Hi, Ted. How are you? I'm good, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for contacting me. How
I'm
are you?
excellent. I have a note here. Melita, it says, don't forget to say hello to you at the PhilCan Association. I don't even know. But Melita, what is the PhilCan Association?
Oh, PhilCan. Well, you know what? PhilCan has been here for 13 years. It's been here in Fort St. John 13 years. It was created back in November 2007. And through all the years, it evolves with many different leadership. But the main advocate or the main mission vision of this association is to gather up all Filipinos here in town and make them feel welcome, because when you leave your country, when you leave the Philippines and settle in a different country, for sure it's a cultural shock for everybody, for us immigrants. But with this association, we want to make sure that they are accommodated, that they are feel welcome, that they have a family here. That's why we created the Northeast Philcan Association. And through the years, we've developed different programs, we've developed different activities for the family to enjoy together. So we can share our culture, we can share what we love to do, like foods, or maybe gathering, like going to an event that kind of, what do you call this, cultivate and promote our culture, so those little generation will be able to know, hey, this is what you do in the Philippines, this is what we've learned in the Philippines. So we want to share it with the younger generation, and also for all the immigrants and fellow Filipinos here in Fort St. John. So yeah, we're here in Fort St. John for a long time, and I'm pretty sure that everyone that comes here in Fort St. John, Filipinos that comes here, they brought with them their skills, their knowledge that they share here in Fort St. John, and we are part of the community where we want to contribute, we want to share our knowledge, and we want to be a part, and just be a good citizen of this community. And that, yes,
I love it.
yeah, and
That's amazing. I was wondering.
yeah, and also because we want to share our culture, we want to kind of show the people that, hey, we know this thing, we can share it with you. What about something that is not here in Canada? It's not common in Canada that we can share. Maybe something like coconut making. I don't know. Grow coconut here.
That would be cool. I would love to learn about.
I've
I'd
never
love to
seen
learn
any
about that.
coconut tree here in Fort St. John. It doesn't live here in Canada, so it only lives in the Philippines. But we have this coconut shell that we can, or coconut nut that we can buy from the grocery. But guess what? We will share you, Ted. We will share with you how to make coconut oil from scratch. How is that?
Amazing. I can't wait. I'm gonna go get a coconut, and then I'll sit here and I'll watch how to
You
make it. That
bet.
sounds like a
Give
great
me,
plan.
let's say, maybe 2 or 4, so we could make you more coconut oil, because we love naturals. We love natural foods. So, and we want to learn something. We want to learn something new, and we want to share it with you, with the people here in Fort St. John.
Amazing. All right, I'm gonna go grab lots of coconuts. I'll see someone teaching me how to do this. This has been fantastic. Thank you so much, Merlita. This has been
You
been
bet.
great. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Asuncion Santa Maria. I moved to Fort St. John City from the Philippines in 2012. Moving to Canada made me miss home-cooked meals. One of the most popular dishes from the Philippines that I love is adobo. It is considered the unofficial national dish of our country. The word adobo is from a Spanish word meaning adobar, that is, to marinate. The Philippine adobo, however, should not be mistaken with the Spanish adobo. These are two different recipes. We typically cook our adobo with cane or coconut vinegar and salt it to keep it fresh longer in the tropical climate of the Philippines. Different regions and families have different versions of cooking adobo. In fact, most households would have various varieties or versions. Over the years that I've been away from the Philippines, I've come up with a very easy, foolproof version of adobo that even some of my Filipino friends in Fort St. John love. So today, for School District 60's Virtual World Fair 2020, I will share with you my recipe of adobo, which I will call Adobo a la Asuncion. Let's start cooking. We need 1 cup of dark or light soy sauce, 1 cup apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon black peppercorn whole, 3 pieces bay leaf, 1 teaspoon pepper powder, black, 2 whole garlic, peeled and crushed, 1 whole red onion, peeled and sliced, about 2 kilograms of chicken slices. I like to use chicken legs or thighs or a combination of both. The more fat there is in the chicken, the more delicious the recipe is. First, we turn on our stove to maximum heat and we put our 1 cup apple cider vinegar. Next, we put the 1 cup soy sauce. Next, we put the sliced onions, crushed garlic, ground pepper, whole peppercorn, and the bay leaves. We can actually just split them into 2, and we just make sure that they're evenly distributed at the bottom of the pan with all the liquids. And then we can put the chicken one at a time. So I like to put the chicken with a fat at the bottom so that the fat cooks really well and adds more flavor to it. And you can just lay it out like so. Don't worry if it looks a little tight, because after a few minutes, once they start cooking, they will shrink a little bit and you will have enough space to flip them. Okay, and you add 1 cup of water, cover it and wait for it to boil. Once it starts boiling, you turn it to medium-low and let the chicken cook. After about 10 minutes, when the adobo starts boiling, you can lower your heat to medium-low. Okay, after about 30 minutes of simmering it, we will now check how it's going. So we flip the chicken. I like to flip the chicken only once and not stir it so that the skin and the meat does not get crushed in the process. As you can see, it's almost cooked, but we have to make sure that it's fully cooked. The best way I know that it's done is when you can smell your whole house of adobo. So we'll leave it to simmer again for maybe about another 10 to 15 minutes and we should be almost done. Okay, so we will now check our adobo. It's cooked after another 15 minutes, and then we just turn off our heat and scoop this out into our serving platter. This is best served after a day or two sitting in the fridge with all the sauces and seasoning. Okay, so we're now scooping some adobo into our plate, and we Filipinos like to eat adobo with rice and all the sauces and juices smothered all over the rice on top. This is our finished product, our chicken adobo a la Asuncion, and this is how we would usually eat it, with rice and the sauces put on top. Enjoy!
When we get to go on this amazing journey all over the world, sometimes we pop into people who we know from our past. This next guest that I am able to talk to actually taught here in Fort St. John for a number of years. He was my principal out in a place called Clearview. I followed him around town, and you have probably seen him or heard some of his great stories. We have the one, the only Larry Espy on the line. And Larry, well, first of all, how are you?
I'm really good, Ted. Life is good. I'm enjoying being a retired superintendent.
Well, Larry, I had no idea that you had a connection to Norway. What is your connection to Norway?
Well, my grandparents, my grandfather and grandmother Espy came from Norway in 1931 to Fort St. John. Espy is actually pronounced Espe, if you say it right, in Norwegian. Yeah, and I'm very proud of my Norwegian heritage, and I've been there several times, including twice in the last 4 years. So, I love it. I love it there.
The only thing I know about Norway, I've been doing a little bit of research. I know a tiny bit about Svalbard, which is an island north of Norway. But when you think of Norway, your grandparents, what comes to mind when you're like Norway? What is Norway to you?
Well, for me, and because we still have lots of family there, it's basically family. The food's amazing. The stuff that we've made for this video is amazing stuff. The birds are great. It's fresh. It's beautiful. It's an amazing country. And I got the bug when I went. My parents took me. That's a long time ago, and it gave me the travel bug, and I've been back 3 more times since. And yeah, it's a great place.
When you go, if I were to go with you, are there things that you're like, oh, you would really need to go to this place, or you would really need to eat this food, or you cannot go to Norway without standing and looking at the sky? Are there things that when you go to Norway that you have on the to-do list that you need to do before you leave the country?
Absolutely. I haven't traveled all of Norway, but my grandparents' valley is incredible. It's on a riverbank that feeds into the longest, biggest fjord in Norway called Sognefjord. And then on one trip, my daughter and I actually took a train from Oslo, which is the capital, right across the country to Bergen on the coast, which may be the most beautiful city in the world. And that is basically a train ride over the top of the country, and it was spectacular. We've got a great day for it. So that would be something to do, is the train ride from Oslo to Bergen, and then you would have to go and see my grandparents' valley in the Osterdal Valley.
I had no idea how beautiful Norway is. I know it has lots of ocean, and that was about it, but it sounds gorgeous.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. Mountains that, steep, high mountains that drop into these fjords that are almost bottomless. It's incredibly beautiful and rugged.
You're able to say some of these names really well. What is the language like in Norway?
One cool thing about Norway is the alphabet. They only have each letter is only pronounced one way. So, like I said, Espe is Espe because both E's are pronounced the same way. So I learned a little bit from my grandmother, and it was really a lot of fun. I could read it to her. I couldn't understand it all, and I picked up a few words. So I had to learn to say "Jeg kan ikke ete mer," which means I can't eat anymore because they feed you a lot over there. One of the things, sadly, in Norway now, so many of the young Norwegians speak perfect English, and that's really makes it easy for us to visit there. But sadly, those Norwegian accents like my grandparents had are not they don't have that wonderful Norwegian accent that we've all grown to love. You don't hear it as much over there now because they speak such good English.
So that I've heard the Norwegian accent a few times, and it is quite wonderful. So I am sad to hear about that. But when you're talking about my other question is, I know that you're a big sports fan too. When you watch the Olympics, who do you cheer for? Do you for Norway, or do you for Canada, or do you cheer for both?
Well, Norway really they dominate in cross country skiing, of course. Sadly, they for whatever reason, all the Scandinavians in the NHL, and I think there's only the one right now, Cicerello from Norway, and that's not really a Norwegian name. Lots of Swedes, but so the hockey team doesn't make the Olympics, but I cheer for the skiers and the ski jumpers. My grandfather used to ski jump.
Mm-hmm. We don't have a ton of time as we move from country to country, but I know that you're a great storyteller and you have wonderful things. Are there things about Norway that you wish people would know? Sometimes they think it's this small northern country that's tucked up there, but it sounds like you have a great passion for it and you have a connection. But so are there things that we're missing when we talk about it? Are there things about the food or the people or anything?
I think I've always said the world I think needs more Norwegians or more Norway. They really treat each other well. They take care of each other. It's the kind of a country where I think they have expectations of each other in terms of everything from how they keep their yard and the state of their homes, and it's just they look after each other. They spend a lot of their money on infrastructure. Their schools are amazing. Very well equipped. There's paternity leave, things like that. There's daycares are incredible and accessible. So no, it's a country that I think they've learned a lot. You watch the Vikings on Ragnar on Netflix, and they look pretty brutal, but they've sure changed as a culture since the day of the Vikings.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm gonna have to let you go, but thank you so much for teaching me A, about Norway, B, about welcoming people to Fort St. John, and C, a little bit more of you. So thank you very much, sir.
All right, take care. All the best. Bye.
Computer, go to the next country.
Hi, Ted. This is Computer.
Computer, you're talking.
Yes. Hi, Ted. We are running out of time, and we need to let people know more about the website.
Yes, the website. Yes, Jane told me to tell people about that. Oh. Computer, what's the website again?
It is where people can find the full versions of the presentation videos, along with descriptions. I will display the address on the screen now. You can also find a link in the video description on social media.
Thank you, Computer. We really worked hard today.
Yes, I did. But I also have one more caller on the line. It is last year's organizer, Edel. She will tell you how it went. But before you talk to Edel, maybe fix your hair. It looks like you've been traveling the world.
I'm gonna go fix my hair. Yeah. Hi, Edel. Were you watching?
Hi, Ted. I was watching, and the countries were great, and you did all right. You didn't nail it.
What? Wait, what?
It was a great virtual presentation, but remember, the purpose of World Fair is to celebrate diversity and culture in Fort St. John every day. It's just better when you live it.
That is a really good point. But I mean, we learned stuff.
You did. That was pretty neat. Hopefully we'll go back to doing it in the park again next year.
I mean, are you sure?
Yes. Don't forget about the website, Ted.
All right, the website. Edel, I think it's time that we tell people goodbye.
Yes. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for watching, and see you next year.
Bye.